against you during your lifetime. No one will be able to stand against you during your lifetime. I will be with you in the same way I was with Moses. I won't desert you or leave you. Be brave and strong, because you are the one who will help this people take possession of the land, which I pledged to give to their ancestors. Be very brave and strong as you carefully obey all the instructions that Moses, my servant, commanded you. Don't deviate even a bit from it, either to the right or the left. Then you will have success wherever you go. Never stop speaking about this instruction scroll. Recite it day and night so you can carefully obey everything written in it. Then you will accomplish your objectives and you will succeed. I've commanded you to be brave and strong, haven't I? Don't be alarmed or terrified, because the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. The thing is, he understood principle, and I guess what Joshua was going through is he saw the miracles Moses did. He saw everything and didn't understand why this man of God did not go over to the promised land. So my thing today, what God was sharing with me, is what we're failing is submission and obedience.
Amen.
And I have to talk about what my struggles were. I hated submission to men. I have to be honest, because men started off in my life to be the failures. Women were the strong. When I got to start working here, it was easy to obey. Sister Patty said she could say pick up trash on I-95. Yes, ma'am. Pastor could pick up this paper clip. Why? This is my paper clip. I ain't put the paper clip up. You put it down. And it was just like, what the heck is wrong with this girl? But the thing is, the reason why a lot of our children are having problems submitting is because a lot of us women have problems submitting to men.
Amen.
The thing is, I have to speak on what God is delivering and delivered me out of, because see, what I realized is that I'm not submitting so much to the man, I'm submitting to the God in him.
Amen.
I'm submitting to the God in him. And I know that he has limits. That goes without saying. See, some of y'all don't know he got limits. That's why y'all call him at 3 and 4 o'clock instead of calling God. So therefore, we're going to be honest tonight, because the thing is, I know that my God is limitless. I know Pastor Nathaniel Patterson has limits. He does not own a cattle on 1,000 hills. He does not supply all my needs according to his riches and glory, because then he'll be tapped out. And what's next? I'm tapped out too. I don't want to be tapped out. I need my blessings to keep flowing. Amen. So the thing is, Joshua was going through some issues like, man, if this can happen to Moses, and even after he died, even not going to the promised land, you said you've never seen a prophet like this. So fear and discouragement, like I got to follow him, and a lot of our children are sitting in the same situation. I got to follow you. Y'all put these standards so high, and nobody's here to encourage me. You don't know what type of school I'm going to. I go to a public school. You want me to preach the gospel, and it's not. We have got to understand, if we do not live by an example, how can our children?
Amen.
How can our children? He said, then shall you have good success. A successor. Joshua was Moses' successor. It had nothing to do with age. It had, just as Minister Jean talked about, it was a mindset. It was a mindset. He knew that my way to get here was nothing but obedience and submission. That was the only thing. And I said, okay, God, okay. I'm getting ahead of myself. I said, okay, God, okay. The submission, obedience. What are gears? What are gears? And I looked it up, and it was they had two things, helping one another to propel something. And a gear is a part, a disc, a wheel, or a section of a shaft having teeth of such form, size, and spacing that they mesh with teeth in another part to transmit or receive force and motion. So the best way I can describe it is, and they had a small gear and they had a bigger gear, and they would rotate in different directions, one counterclockwise, one clockwise. So they would come together, and the force of them would push them to the next level, and then it would push them to the next level. We learned a lot working with him. He's a master of all. I was like, fix toilets, everything at work. So, true story. So the thing is, you got gears, right? The problem is with our young people is that us as parents are wanting them to move in the same direction as us.
Stay there.
God has never called them to move in the same direction as us. Because as you get older, your life is winding down. theirs is winding up. So if you work together, you got wisdom and you got zeal. When you put it together, so the thing is that I started looking up households. And I take notice, and it bothers me. And I got to be honest, it bothers me because y'all know I have a heart for children. I love kids. I don't have none, but I'm always around them. I'm always with them. I help Pastor Edith anytime I can. They always around me, and I love children. But I notice a lot of the people in this church are Davids and not Joshua's. And the reason why I say that is because y'all are really after God's heart, but your house is out of order. Your house is out of order. See, the thing is, everybody, I was studying, I was like, God, what are you saying to me? What are you saying to me? And I looked at David's household. David loved women. I'm not saying that y'all have that type of issue, but there's things going on where we stand as adults in each section and our kids are left by themselves over in that section. Right. Sunday after Sunday, Tuesday after Tuesday, texting, and we do not care. We're getting ours. We're getting ours. And the sad thing is, I want the kids to be patient with the parents, because this word is not just for the children, the parents. The sad thing is, God has showed me a few people, some of y'all faces, I could not shake it while I was studying, is because we did not get the teaching we were supposed to get. The generations are narrowing at a very fast pace, where a grandmother is only 30 years older than her granddaughter, when there used to be large gaps between it. So therefore, the level of wisdom is shrinking, and nobody's doing anything about it. And according to the word, the older women were supposed to teach the young one, but the younger women are starving for as much love as this one. You know what I'm saying? So the thing is, I looked at David's household. First of all, I looked at Amnon, his son. Amnon, his son, lusted after his own half-sister Tamar. Then he raped her. Her full brother Absalom. I was looking up Absalom. I thought maybe the name meant something like treacherous, dangerous, crazy. Y'all know what Absalom means? Nobody know? I'll give you a minute. It's over. Okay. Absalom meant father of peace. Wow. If Pastor taught us that whatever I call you, if he changed Abram's name to Abraham, so therefore he would be the father of many nations, why wasn't Absalom a father of peace? Who didn't call Absalom Absalom? Who didn't bless Absalom? Who left Absalom by himself to raise himself? See, the thing really what happened with Absalom, I actually felt bad for Absalom. You know what happened with Absalom? David failed Absalom. Yeah. David failed. The man failed Absalom. That's what happened. Because if he was calling him Absalom, peace would have rose up. If he was calling him Absalom, peace would have came up. Amen. That's what manifested. No, peace would have been in my house, but there was nothing. There was hardly any peace in David's house. It was only peace with David. How can somebody be so anointed that when he plays instruments, spirits are driven from people, but your house is out of order because you have forgotten your children. You've forgotten your children. You've forgotten. We forget our kids Sunday after Sunday, Tuesday after Tuesday, and we sitting here thinking that it's okay, and we got a dying generation. See, when we do, the thing is, I like to study, I like to read, I like to look up stuff, and Elder Sherry, I love the way she just I love it because you know what? She's a ride or die Christian. And I know, seriously, you know why? Because the church is full of punks. You don't like that word, but I use it. The church is full of punks. Oh Jesus, wait a minute, my rich dude called pastor. My gas are called pastor. Oh Jesus, I gotta tie my shoe, call pastor. What? Jesus, you can't get on your knees and go before God yourself. The reason why I know this, because that was me with my mama. Mommy. I went to Oklahoma and my mama couldn't fly up there. Oh Jesus. I knew how to change my prayer. I knew how to change I knew how to change and tweak it. And see, the thing is, I had to shift gears.
Amen.
I had to shift gears. I had to shift gears.